Well, hey everyone, this is Troy Harper here at Harper Cigar Lounge, and I am so glad to be back with you guys again for another Harper Cigar Lounge podcast. This is the original podcast that started this channel, and it's so great to do another one. Today is this is episode 11, and we're in season 4 right now. And I tell you what, guys, it's always a treat to be able to do these shows with you. And I appreciate all of you guys that follow me and that have been keeping in touch with me with everything I do. You guys mean the world to me. And but anyway, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm glad you guys are here also. And I can't believe it's season 4. After this one, there will be another one or two of these shows, and then this season will end and we'll get into season 5 in September. So got this one and a couple more to do, and then we'll end this season and start up a new season in September. So I'm looking forward to that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you do that today. Hit that like, leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know. I would sure appreciate it if you would spread the word about this channel. With all of us, this channel uh, has a lot to do with heavy metal, hard rock, and cigar content. Got some Boston Scally cap content, other cap content reviews. Which today I'm wearing the Sailor, and this is a purple, kind of a purple color, cotton and polyester, 6-panel cap, and just very, very comfortable. All the Boston Scally caps are very comfortable. They got it for winter, summer, spring, fall, all kinds of themed caps. They got everything. So check them out, bostonscally.com. But anyway, great caps. And this is one of my absolute favorites for the summer, this purple. I just love this Sailor purple. So again, there's the inside of it again. It's from the Sailor collection. And there's the cap pin, actually, also. So anyway, but check this channel out for all kinds of cap reviews, hard rock, heavy metal reviews, subjects on hard rock, heavy metal, cigar topics, all kinds of cigar subjects, and cigar reviews, and of course cap reviews. So I've got a lot of different things going on at this channel. So anyway, guys, it's anyway, great to be here. Today again is episode let's see here, episode 11 of season 4. And today I'm going to get into the forgotten gems of hard rock and metal from the 80's and 90's. This is part 2. There may be a part 3. There's so many other bands to still discuss outside of what I'm discussing today. And really so this show today is really about all the bands that we've maybe forgotten about that really had some great stuff. Maybe it's bands that you did listen to at one time and you put their albums or their CDs, whatever cassettes, on the back shelf somewhere and forgot all about them in your collection somewhere. Hopefully, this will rekindle some of those memories you've had of those groups, and you'll want to go back and pull that music out and listen to it again. Maybe it's groups you've never listened to. Maybe it's groups you've heard about but never had a chance to listen to them. And again, bands maybe you just forgot about. But so today's the day to rekindle some of that with you. Maybe this will also bring back some great memories. After all, that's what this channel is all about, is bringing back great memories of our life from our teenage years through now, through the music and cigars. And I've got a great cigar today, by the way, also. But first of all, just so you guys can kind of remember what the last show was, I did the episode 10 of Remembering Fleetwood Mac, and that was back on April 15th is when I did the last show. And I really meant to get another one out sooner to you guys. I've just been so busy with my cigar repping on the side of my regular work, and just we've had birthdays and we've had family gatherings and stuff. So it's just been this last month has just been busy. So sorry I didn't get another show out to you sooner. I plan to make up for it today. I'm going to get into the main subject matter first, and then I'll get into some heavy metal news and some heavy metal birthdays. Get you all caught up on that. But we'll do the main subject first. That way, if you guys don't want to stick around for all of the heavy metal birthdays for half of April and through May, you don't have to do that. You can just stick around for the main subject today. And then also, that way you don't have to stick around for the birthdays either. Maybe you'll want to watch maybe half of this show when it comes up to you to watch. Maybe watch half of it and then go back later and watch all the heavy metal news and birthday stuff later. Or maybe you just won't want to watch it at all. But if you don't, I'll give you the website so where you can check out this stuff on your own if you want. But hopefully you guys will check out some of that stuff that I put up after I do the main subject matter today. Hopefully you'll want to stick around and watch all the latest heavy metal news, birthday content as well. So anyway, I think I've got a great show for you guys today. I believe I've got a great show for you guys today. I'm just going to change the way I worded that. I really believe I've got a great show for you guys today. I really believe you guys will like this show today. But I hope today will bring back some great memories for you. That's what this channel is all about. Bringing back great memories from our lives through the cigars and music. And that's what Cigar is all about, is reflecting on our lives, taking time to relax and reflect on our lives, all the positive things, all the great memories. Whether you're by yourself smoking a cigar or with your family, friends smoking cigars. That's what I love about my cigar time, with whether it's with friends, family, or whether I'm by myself. I love to think about all the great things in my life. So anyway, again, today, season 4, episode 11, going to discuss the forgotten gems of hard rock and heavy metal from the 80s and 90s. And this is part 2, maybe a part 3 series. We'll see how things go with this today. And we'll see what other ideas I come up with for the next 2 shows for this channel for season 4. So we'll see. But anyway, let me get into the cigar I'm smoking first. I do want to dedicate this show today to my dad, Bill Harper. He passed away almost 8 years ago. And he had passed away from Agent Orange when he was in the military. He was in the Vietnam War between 1965 and 69. And he was on the USS Porterfield ship in the Navy. He was a cook in the Navy, but he was still around all the stuff that went, that was in the air from the war. So he died from asbestos exposure. In other words, Agent Orange. And so anyway, so rest in peace, Dad. I love you. I miss you every day. I've got a special cigar to smoke today. It's called the Unknown Soldier, and this is from the Boutique Cigar that I rep with. But anyway, so beautiful cigar, and I want to dedicate this to my dad and my uncle, Gary, that served in the military. My mother's dad served in the military. A lot of people in our family served in the military, and of course, all my everyone else out there around the world that served in the military for our freedom, especially here in the United States. I want to dedicate the cigar to you guys as well. Again, the Unknown Soldier from the Boutique Cigar. I cannot wait to smoke this. I have not had a chance to smoke this yet. But anyway, didn't really get a chance to put a show up during Memorial Day. So I want to do that today for you guys. Trying to get that to focus in a little more. Bought a new camera. It's supposed to focus better than my old camera, but I notice it still has a hard time, it seems like, with that. But anyway, I hope you guys get the idea of what that cigar. There it goes. That was a little better, it looked like there. But the Unknown Soldier by the Boutique Cigar. Um, there we go. That looks a lot better, actually. Beautiful stick. Little information on this, but again, I mainly want to dedicate this to my dad that passed away almost 8 years ago. But I do want to dedicate this to all the everybody else in my family that served in the military, along with everyone out there around the world that has served in the military. Here in the United States, to protect our freedom, so we have our freedom every day. And so anyway, so happy belated Memorial Day to all those men, and all to all the families out there that have military men and women. It's not just men that serve in the military. Of course, we got women, a lot of women. So all of you out there, I want to dedicate, the cigar and tell you guys happy belated Memorial Day, and thank you for serving our country, and thank you for sacrificing your life for us every day. And again, got the unknown soldier. A little information on this stick. This TVC Maduro cigar uh, will elevate your evenings. Just remember that. Will elevate your evenings when you are out smoking the cigar. Um, and I love smoking my cigars in the evening when I get home from work. I love having a great cigar when I get home from work. So, but anyway, offering a perfectly balanced blend of robust tobacco and silky notes for an unforgettable premium smoking experience. The TBC Signature Maduro is a flagship Maduro cigar showcasing a flawless, dark, and oily broadleaf wrapper that encases a rich blend of 5-year aged Nicaraguan binder and Panamanian filler tobaccos. Um, this full-bodied cigar offers an exceptionally smooth strength profile, delivering robust flavor without overpowering pepper notes, bursting with enticing flavors of chocolate, sweet cedar, wood, dried fruit, espresso, all with a creamy, silky finish. Paired with coffee and bourbon or a cup of espresso. I am not pairing it with those today. I am pairing my cigar with some tequila. Um, and I'm ready to get this party going, guys. I really am. Got my 1800 tequila. My bottle's almost gone. I'm going to have to get another bottle of this pretty soon. But cheers to all of you out there, to all the men and women in the military that have served, that are serving, that have lost their lives. Maybe some of you have disabilities now because of serving. I want to dedicate this to you as well. Um, all of you guys, thank you. And to all my followers out there, all of you followers of mine here on Harper Cigar Lounge, cheers to you guys as well. I love all of you. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And you guys are all the greatest. So anyway, I hope you guys brought a cigar and a great drink today, because I've got mine for sure. So anyway, guys, if you haven't, pause this video, go get yourself a great cigar and a great drink, and have one with me today during this show. And Daniel remains over in Canada, buddy. How you doing, brother? Hope you're staying great out there. I love you, brother. I'm sorry I didn't get a show sooner out. I hope you'll be able to catch this show. I'm so proud of you because I know you've had a father you've lost here recently, and you've taken over that cigar or taken over that shop, that mechanic shop, and I know you're working hard to make your dad proud. And brother, I appreciate you so much, and I'm so proud of you. And so, cheers to you also. And I still hope to get out to Canada sometime. I got to get my passport worked on. And but anyway, so cheers to you, buddy, out there also. I'm gonna take my first sip here. Terrific tequila every time. And I'm gonna get this toasted up and lit and clipped. Get a good taste of the wrapper first. Oh wow, that tastes great. And I'll see what I rate this today. I'll give you guys a rating on this. I'll let you know how the taste notes are. I'll let you know how the construction. draw is, all that. I'll let you know. But the wrapper tastes really good. Got a little bit of a sea salt kind of a taste note to it. So really good tasting wrapper. And let me get my cutter out. Anyway, I got my Calibri cutter that my son got me a couple years back or so. It's got the guillotine and the V cut. Traps your tobacco on the inside, so you never have to worry about tobacco falling out on your floor when you cut it. Or so this is, a great cutter, very sturdy, and just awesome, awesome cutter. If you guys have never seen this, or go to calibri.com and check these out. But it's also got a cigar rest there, so you can lay that down, put your cigar on it if you want, just like that. But anyway, so I think I'm going to use my V cut. That's my cut of choice usually. So give this a quick clip. Got a nice cold draw, some baking spice, some cinnamon maybe, a little bit of cinnamon in there. And oh man, and there's just a little bit of some baking spice in with that too, it kind of seems like. So anyway, so the cold draw seems pretty nice. I really love this glass that my wife got me a couple years back. You can hold your cigar in it. So anyway, I'm going to get this toasted up, and so I will start with my regular lighter here, and get just a little bit of a toast going, and turn my cigar while I'm toasting it. Turn my or rotate my cigar, rotate my lighter, trying to get all that tobacco warmed up evenly. I'm not engulfing that flame into my cigar, just getting it warmed up. I'll do a final light with my matches. An old friend of mine taught me that trick, and so I've been doing it ever since. But I hope today I can make up for some lost time with you guys. I'm going to try to not keep the show super long. And if you have to pause this and take a break and do other things that come back to it later, I'm not going to be offended by any means. I'm hoping to keep this as short as I can today, but it could be a good 2 hour video, maybe 2.5 hours. We'll see. So anyway, and then my wife's got a birthday coming up, and she's really the backbone of all this happening for me with this channel. So I want to tell my wife happy early birthday. Um, the love of my life. She's really the one that's helped me get so many things going with my cigar journey, getting this podcast going. She was really the one that encouraged all this with me, and was such a total support. She's the one that bought me my first cigars, bought me my first desktop humidor, cigar cutter, cigar lighter, bought me some books to read about cigars. So thank you, babe. If it wasn't for you, I don't think any of this would have probably happened ever. So you're the reason why this continues on. And every show I do, even though I don't verbally say it, everything I do is really dedicated to you. And so I appreciate you. And my son Jason, my stepson Jason, he really kind of helped get some of the video stuff going in the beginning. So cheers to my wife Marcy, cheers to my son Jason. You two really got me going on all this stuff, and so my son even helped my wife. My wife and my son even got this cigar lounge going for me down here. I can't forget to mention that. And of course, I've just been adding on over time, but they're the ones that got this going as well. So if it wasn't for this lounge starting, I probably would have never started any podcasts. And I did in the beginning just for kicks and giggles to see what I'd sound like and what I'd look like talking about music and cigars and sports or whatever came to mind. No scripts. It was just me talking, and it had some good responses on YouTube. And so they both encouraged me to keep it going. So anyway, so here I am now. I'm trying to remember, I think I'm going into almost 4 years of this, and got a lot of different content here. So it's just been an amazing journey for me. So anyway, guys, but let's get into all this. Let's get this party going. I want to discuss the first band that maybe you guys have forgotten about. The band is called Crocus, a Swiss hard rock band formed in 1975. They were popular in North America during the 1980s. The band was founded in Solothurn in 1975 by Chris Von Rohr, uh, vocals and multi-instruments, and Tommy Kiefer, guitar, both former members of Cactus. Former T vocalist Mark Storrs joined the band as a frontman in time for their Metal Rendezvous album in 1980. They're from Solothurn, Switzerland. Of course, hard rock, heavy metal. 1975 to present, they're still going. Labels AFM or Arista and MCA. Members have been Chris Von Rohr, Fernando Von Arb, Mark Storrs, Mandy Mayer, Mark Kohler, and Flavio Mazzotti. But the band or the album that really got me noticing Crocus in the beginning, and of course I saw them on Headbangers Ball on MTV when I was a teenager, but Headhunters. This was the first album I ever bought from Crocus. And here's the back of it right there. And I discovered these guys on Headbangers Ball, which I've discovered a lot of the bands that I've loved over the years on Headbangers Ball from MTV, back in the MTV days. But by the way, this cigar does have some great smooth draw, great construction so far. Just a beautiful, nice, oily, dark cigar. And I hope I mentioned the size of the cigar, actually. This cigar is a Toro 6.5 by 52. I don't think I mentioned the size on this. But anyway, so yeah, 6.5 by 52 Toro, and just a beautiful, dark, oily Maduro stick. Again, just a beautiful cigar, and I'm just so glad I can smoke this today. Putting out a lot of great smoke. Nice aromas of cedar in the air. Love that smell. So anyway, guys, sorry I didn't mention that sooner. But anyway, so Crocus Headhunters. Um, Let me get to that. Headhunter is the seventh studio album by Swiss hard rock band Crocus, released on April 25th, 1983. It achieved gold status in the United States. Screaming in the Night, the band's biggest hit to date, is still played on classic rock radio stations. Headhunter is the only Crocus album to feature Steve Pace on drums and includes the Bachman Turner Overdrive cover, Stayed Awake All Night. So the track listing on this album, Headhunter, Eat the Rich, that was another big song that I saw on Headbangers Ball. So Headhunter, then Eat the Rich was on MTV. I think that was the second song that came out off this album. Screaming in the Night was the first song that came off of this album on MTV. Ready to Burn, Night Wolf, Stayed Awake All Night, another great tune. You guys got to check out that song, Stayed Awake All Night. That's a great deep cut from these guys. Which, if you guys don't have Sirius, get Sirius. It's free right now, actually, through this whole weekend, I believe. But if you join Sirius XM and you get the app, you can find all kinds of apps that aren't on the regular station or on the regular Sirius, stations. That comes through your car stereo. But there's a deep cuts. There's a hair metal deep cuts or hair band deep cuts, and they play so many great songs that like B-sides and just songs that they wasn't normally put out on MTV or on the radio. Great channel to listen to if you want to listen to a lot of B-sides and deep cuts. that you just don't hear every day. Stand and Be Counted, White Den, Russian Winter. So those are the track listings of this album. But if you guys have forgotten about this album or you've never listened to it, you got to pick it up. They got a lot of that old AC/DC sound, which AC/DC they talked about was a big influence on these guys, and so they really got a lot of their idea for how they sound from AC/DC. But as time went on, that sound kind of changed. But really love this album from Crocus Headhunter. So make sure you guys check out this album if you haven't listened to it for a while, or if you've never listened to it, check it out. So anyway, this is the first album today that I've discussed. Great band. So anyway, you guys check them out. So anyway, so that's the first band that maybe you guys have forgotten about. A lost gem. They are out there touring somewhat off and on, but they are a forgotten gem for sure. I'll be honest. I was going through my CD collection and realized that I had that CD and I hadn't listened to it for a while. I had to break it out and listen to it here a little while back, and I'm glad I did because it's just a terrific album. It really is a terrific album. One of my absolute favorites. And some other albums to check out from these guys if you haven't. Make sure you check out some of their real early stuff. Their first Crocus album from 1976, To You All in 1977, Painkiller / Pay It in Metal in 1978, Metal Rendezvous in 1980, Hardware 1981, One Vice at a Time in 1982, and then The Blitz in 1984, Change of Address in 1986, Heart Attack in 1988. And then there's other albums too that they've brought out, but those are some great ones to check out. So I definitely recommend you check out Headhunters first if you haven't. Check out that album. I think you guys will get into it. I know there's some younger people out there that are maybe now getting to the hard rock heavy metal genre. Check out that album, guys. You're gonna love it. Definitely an important part of heavy metal and hard rock history. You gotta check out that album. Check it out, guys. This cigar is doing pretty well so far. I've done one little touch up on it, nothing major, but it's building up some nice ash right there, as you can see. And it's staying together very well. The construction's great on it. It's not cracking or falling apart. Draw's still wonderful. So anyway, check that. If you have never had one of these cigars, uh, make sure you check those. Make sure you get some of these for yourself. So especially if you want some cigars around to remember maybe friends and family or past family members that served in the military that maybe are still around, but maybe some have lost their lives and have some of these to have once in a while to dedicate to those people in your lives. Next band I want to get into is from Japan, and a great band. I love this band. All their early stuff was all in Japanese, but this band here called Loudness, from Hepburn. I don't know. I can't pronounce some of the. Well, they're actually from Osaka, Japan. I'm not sure what I was reading here. Oh, it's telling you how to say it in Japanese. Anyway, so Loudness is a Japanese heavy metal band formed in 1981 by guitarist Akira Takasaki and drummer Menataka Higuchi. Hope I'm pronouncing that stuff right. They were the first Japanese metal act signed to a major label in the United States. Loudness subsequently released 26 studio albums, 5 licensed in America, and 9 live albums by 2014, and reached the Billboard Top 100 during their heyday, as well as charting on Oricon dozens of times. Despite numerous lineup changes in the band's history, leaving Takasaki as the sole constant member, the band continues their activities throughout the 1990s, finally reuniting with the original lineup in 2000. This incarnation released a further 7 albums, until November 30th of 2008. Um, so yeah, so they released 7 more albums up through 2008. When original drummer Menataka Higuchi died from liver cancer at a hospital in Osaka at age 49, he was replaced by Mayasuke Suzuki. But anyway, so the first album that I discovered from these guys, and again, I think I discovered these guys on Headbangers Ball and an old pirate radio station called the oh god, I'm trying to think of the name of that again. Metal Shop. Radio station that you had to really fine tune in, and once you got it tuned in, it was still a little fuzzy, but gave you all the latest bands that were coming out, all the latest heavy metal news, what was going on in the metal world. Again, it was called Metal Shop, and I used to listen to that every night while I was doing my homework in high school, or if I was just hanging out downstairs. But if any of you remember Metal Shop, let me know. If you guys remember Headbangers Ball, let me know. Let me know your fondest memories of those things. I miss all that. But anyway, Loudness, Thunder in the East, first first album. Anything I ever heard of this band came from this, and it's just a terrific, terrific album. Here's a picture of the band right there at the time. Man, they were edgy looking and just, man, they looked like they could kick your ass and just do some good karate chopping on you if you fucked them up, or if you, if you, no, I'm sorry, I had said that wrong. If you fucked them over in any way or said something to them that, I could see them kicking your ass. So, but anyway, I would have never wanted to meet up with those guys. They probably would have kicked my ass for sure, I'm sure, if I had said something wrong and pissed them off. But anyway, I love the way they look. Just no pun contended, just having fun here. I love this band. I really love these guys. I think they look so, I'm gonna say it again, so fucking cool back in those days. And they opened up for, I know they opened up for Molly Crew on their Theater of Pain tour back in the middle 80's. So anyway, but just a cool band, man. I tell you what. And this band kicked ass back in the day, and they're still out there kicking ass, actually. Anyway, sorry for some of my profanity. I'm just having a great time with you guys here, and partying a little bit with you guys here with some great tequila, great cigar. So anyway, guys, cheers to all of you out there. Um, but really loving the cigar, guys. I really am. The unknown soldier by the Boutique Cigar. So anyway, Loudness. The song that came off of this that really hit big was Crazy Nights, and then a great song that followed, Like Hell. These guys were, heavy, edgy, and just, man, the lead singer's voice was just incredible on this album. Um, but anyway, Thunder in the East is the fifth studio album by Japanese heavy metal band Loudness, and the first released by a major American label after the contract signed with Atco Records. Um, then a and then with Atlantic Records. Aside from being the band's first all English release, it is the first Loudness album produced by Max Norman, best known for his work with Ozzy Osbourne, um, who also produced Lightning Strikes in 1986 and Soldier of Fortune in 1989. Thunder in the East features the single Crazy Nights, the band's biggest hit in America, and the power ballad Never Change Your Mind as well. Um, this album marked the first time a Japanese band entered the US Top 100 charts, where it remained for 23 weeks, peaking at number 74 in 2018. Readers and professional musicians voted Thunder in the East to be the third best album in history of hard rock heavy metal in We Rock magazine's metal general election. So that's, yeah, I can see why. But some of the other songs on this is Heavy Chains, Getaway, We Could Be Together. Run for Your Life, another great song. Clockwork Toy, No Way Out, The Lines Are Down, Never Change Your Mind. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, another great band to check out, Loudness. And this album is 41 minutes and 35 seconds. Genre is heavy metal, glam metal. Producer Max Norman again, as well as Paul Cooper. Um, Label Nippon Columbia, which is in Japan, Atco in the U.S., Music for Nations, and Roadrunner in Europe. Recorded at Sound City Studios in Los Angeles, California. And that was recorded between September and October of 1984 and released January 21st of 1985. So anyway, guys, all you young girls and guys out there, if you're into getting into the heavy metal genre, you gotta check out Loudness. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. So anyway, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Again, Loudness. Great, great album, guys. You gotta check it out. So I have not done very well telling you guys about the taste notes I'm getting out of this cigar so far. Uh, Getting some hints of spice, getting some kind of a mineral kind of a taste, getting some little bit of some zestiness, like a dried fruit almost. Um, Getting a little bit of that dark roast coffee and dark chocolate, but getting mainly is like some minerals, and some of that leather cedar and some natural tobacco sweetness. Outside the zesty note, I'm getting some natural tobacco sweetness as well. But anyway, really good cigar so far. I'm really enjoying this. It's still putting out some great smoke and still burning nicely and construction staying great. I've had this in my humidor probably the past 4 or 5 months, I would say. So it was definitely time to smoke this. Although I do have cigars that are also been in my humidor for the past probably 4 or 5 years that I haven't smoked still. And they're still looking great. No doubt about it. They're going to be a great smoke once I finally get to them. Next band I want to discuss is Y&T. Um, another great band that I discovered on Headbangers Ball. Y&T is originally known as Yesterday and Today, and they're an American hard rock heavy metal band that formed in Oakland, California. The classic lineup that recorded the first album was cemented in 1974. The band released 2 studio albums on London Records as Yesterday and Today in the 70s before shortening their name to Y&T, after which they released several albums on A&M Records beginning in 1981 and later on Geffen Records, Avex Records, and more. The band was originally co-managed by Herbie Herbert and Louis Beamy. The band has sold over 4 million albums worldwide to date. Output summarizes 18 albums, 3 greatest hits collections, and 1 box set. Um, so anyway, guys, Y&T, yeah, uh, great, great band. And the first album I really started listening to with these guys was Contagious. Um, and Band members include Dave Menichetti on vocals, guitar, acoustic guitar, Joey Avis on guitars and acoustic guitar, Phil Kennemore on bass and backing vocals, Jimmy DeGrasso on drums, um, and I know I forgot to mention all the band members on those first 2 previous albums from Loudness and from Crocus, but just look those bands up and you can find out who the band members were on those albums. From here on, I'll make sure I try to remember to get in all the band members on these albums from the time. Uh, but the um, but Contagious is the 8th studio album by American heavy metal band Y&T. released in 1987 through Geffen Records, which, like their previous label, A&M Records, is now a subsidiary, I'm sorry, of Interscope Records, itself owned by Universal Music Group. It is the first Y&T studio album to feature a different lineup since their debut album, with Jimmy DeGrasso replacing Leonard Hayes on drums after he left the band in 1986. Um, and let's see here. This album was at number 78 on the U.S. Billboard charts, on the top, or on the U.S. Billboard 200, number 27 on Swedish albums. But anyway, so this is the album here, Y&T, Contagious, right there. Terrific album. It really is a really good album. There's the back of it right there. I'll get into the song listing here, but here's a picture of the band right there. Anyway, yeah, great band. Sorry guys, had to get my CDs organized here so I can go through this smoothly with you guys. But anyway, yeah, so Y&T Contagious. This is the third album that I'm discussing on this podcast. And again, that um, came out in 1987, June 87. Recorded Sound Studios. Well, I'm getting some spice now all of a sudden. Studios at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, California. Of course, genre is glam metal, hard rock, heavy metal. Length 42 minutes and 6 seconds on Geffen Records. Producer Kevin Beamish and Scott Burray. So the band used outside co-writers on many songs from this album. Taylor Rhodes has written hits for Aerosmith and Celine Dion, and produced and wrote on an album by glam metal band Kix. The song Temptation is credited to Ken Moore, along with Megadeth and Sabotage guitarist Al Pitrelli and Danger Danger bass player Bruno Ravel. I sure hope I'm pronouncing these names right, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not. While Robert White Johnson, who co-wrote Eyes of a Stranger with Rhodes, also wrote songs for Celine Dion and Doro, among many others. 30,000 albums were pressed with title Boys Night Out instead of LA Rocks. This was due to the song title chosen from that song that came from Jesse Harms from Sammy Hagar's keyboardist at the time, who was working with Dave Meniketti at the time. But when Geffen released a Sammy Hagar album using the actual song written by Harms, Boys Night Out, Y&T was forced to change the title on the insistence of David Geffen. Again, this album peaked at number 78 on Billboard 200. But anyway, yeah, guys, great album. Check it out. If you're new to hard rock, heavy metal, to this genre, make sure you check it out. And I hope you guys did bring it. I hope you guys brought a drink and a cigar with me today. I don't want to be doing this alone. So I really need you guys to have a great cigar and have a great drink with me today. I think you guys will thank yourself for it later. And really good cigar. Really enjoying the cigar. I think I'm talking too much and not puffing enough probably here. But anyway, so that's the third album, Y&T, Contagious. And let's so next band is a band called Kingdom Come. Boy, this is a great band. They've often been accused of trying to sound like Led Zeppelin when they came out at the time. I do hear some elements of Led Zeppelin, but I really don't want to say that they were. I don't really think they were trying to sound like King Diamond completely, or I'm sorry, Kingdom Come completely. I don't think they were really trying to do that. If I could get this spelled right, could get some information up a little better on these guys. There we go. Anyway, Kingdom Come from Germany. This is the first album they brought out, just Kingdom Come, and another great album, which I won't get into all this, but this is a great album too. And that is uh, In Your Face, In Your Face. So anyway, great album, In Your Face. There's the back of it right there. But anyway, so first album, of course, I discovered these guys on Headbangers Ball and just immediately fell in love with them. Had to run out and find this album, and of course, at the time, I bought it on cassette. But really good album, man alive. And give me a little photo of the band there. There we are. Which one of these guys ended up, the drummer of Kingdom Come, maybe you can guess his name, ended up becoming the drummer for the Scorpions later and then passed away. We'll get into that here in a moment. But Kingdom Come is a Germany-based hard rock band formed in 1987. The band was originally fronted by Lenny Wolf, or originally fronted by Lenny Wolf, born Frank Walliger in Hamburg, until their hiatus in 2016. While there have been no constant Kingdom Come members throughout the band's history, their most recent lineup features three original members who, along with drummer James Kotak, and he's the one that has passed away. He passed away on January 9th of 2024. He was with, he was born December 26, 1962. He was 61 when he passed away. So rest in peace, James. I think you were just a terrific drummer. But let's see here. So, Kingdom Come members throughout the band's history. The most recent lineup features three original members who, along with drummer James Kotak, left the band in 1989 and returned in 2018. Wolf was replaced by Keith St. John in 2018, and he remained until 2004 when Ezekiel Copland replaced him. Kotak remained in Kingdom Come until his death in January of the same year and was replaced by Matt Muckle. The band's 1988 debut album, Kingdom Come, is to date their most internationally popular and biggest selling record or recording, and features their most noticeable hit, Get It On. This information's off a little bit. It says that Kotak was a part of Kingdom Come until his death. Unless there's some recordings he did somewhere along the way for Kingdom Come, I don't know. But I know he was with um, the Scorpions. Um, when he was with the Scorpions, and then he was let go of the Scorpions because of his drinking issues, and then he passed away not long after that. So I don't remember him being a part of Kingdom Come up until he passed away. But and if I'm wrong about that, guys, let me know. Let me know if you know about that. Was uh James Kotak a part of Kingdom Come up until his death? I don't remember him being a part of Kingdom Come. I mean, maybe unless he was a part of some of their live shows up until he passed away after he was let go of from the Scorpions. So I'm gonna have to do some studying up on that, I guess. If I am wrong, you guys let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you anyway. Um, so anyway, but yeah, this is a terrific album. It really is, and they've had quite a bit of stuff out since this album. But the only albums I've got are the two that I've showed you here. The album peaked, but Kingdom Come peaked at number 12 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and obtained gold certification from the RIAA. The only Kingdom Come album to achieve this. The album's lead singles was "Get It On," which entered at number 69 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and number 4 on the magazine's mainstream rock chart, and it remains the band's best-known song. But "Living Out of Touch," great song. "Pushing Hard," great song. "What Love Can Be" was another single of theirs that came out on MTV, and that's just a great ballad. That's really the song that "Living Out of Touch" and "What Love Can Be" really kind of have that Robert Plant element through Lenny Wolf. Um, and "Get It On," another great song, of course. I think that again that was their biggest song. Yes, "Get It On's their biggest song still to date. "Now Forever After," "Hideaway," "Loving You," "Shout It Out." This whole album is just a fun album to listen to. There's no fillers. The whole album is just terrific. So make sure you guys check out Kingdom Come, again from 1988. Year I graduated from high school. So, but anyway, guys, check out that album. And yeah, and of course, next year is going to be the 40th anniversary of this album from Y&T. And yeah, so it's hard to believe it's been 40 years since the Y&T Contagious album came out, as well as a lot of other albums I've showed you guys over time that are having anniversaries. It's hard to believe it's been 40 years, since a lot of great albums have been put out back in 1986. So it's just hard to believe. It really is. As well as 50th anniversary albums from the 70s, that came out in 76. Judas Priest, "Get Your Wings," or Judas Priest, "Sad Wings of Destiny." I'm sorry, not "Get Your Wings." "Sad Wings of Destiny." Uh, Great album from Judas Priest. And in the end of all this, I'll show you an album that's got an anniversary this year. A band that maybe you've never heard of or forgotten about. This cigar is tasting so good. Get a little more spice. In the beginning, it was real more medium strength, but now I'm getting a little more of a full strength. More full strength. Uh, Boldness is what I'm trying to say, or body. So, and I think it's going great with my tequila. Actually, I'll let you know that right now. It's going great with tequila. In the notes that I read from the boutique cigar, it talks about pairing with coffee and bourbon. I think bourbon is said. But it's really going great with this tequila. So anyway, off the subject for a second. I do want to thank you guys. Uh, there's been so many new followers. I've got like 87 new followers this month, and I've got a Stevie Nicks video short that I put up. It's like at over 25,000 views right now. So that's my first viral video that I put up for this channel. And as a lot of you guys know, I'm a huge Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac fan. And um, so anyway, I've put up quite a few things about Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac over this past month or so. And so I want to thank you guys for tuning into those videos and tuning into that Stevie Nicks short. It's titled "The Most Beautiful and the Most Talented Woman in Rock," which is about Stevie Nicks. So check that out if you haven't yet. It'll just take a minute of your time to watch it, but it's over 25,000 views. That's my biggest short video that I've done so far. I've got a Toscano video that's up to around 15,000 views. But yeah, this is my biggest so far. So over 800 likes, over like almost 70 comments. So it's just been a great video that really brought a lot of followers to this channel. So all of you guys, thank you that are new to subscribing to this channel. And I appreciate you guys, I really do. But make sure you guys check out this album also. This is a great album, really is. And this came out. Um, Let me see here. I'm trying to remember when this album came out. Um, 1989, In Your Face. I won't get into this album, but you guys got to check it out. And I think it's a terrific album. Yeah, let me agree. The first Kingdom Come is great. The second lineup of Kingdom Come here, In Your Face, is terrific also. A very enjoyable listen. But Do You Like It, the first song? Great, great song. Other great songs on this is Who Do You Love? The Wind. Gotta Go, Can't Wage a War. One of my favorite songs off this album. Highway 6. Perfect O. Just Like a Wild Rose, Overrated, Mean Dirty Joe, and Stargazer. But man, terrific band, really is Kingdom Come. Let me know if you've listened to these albums from Kingdom Come and the other albums I've showed you so far. Let me know if you've listened to them at all. Um, I'd sure like to know. So anyway, Kingdom Come, you guys got to check them out. I mean, yeah, they're glammy, some edginess to them. Would I say they're heavy metal? No, but they've got some great hard rock stuff and just great sounding band. And I just love the way they looked back in the day. But anyway, make sure you check those guys out. Next band, some old buddies of mine that I've worked with in the past, and great, great band. They started out just barely out of high school, but their first album came out um, in 1990 and on MCA Records. And again, Trickster, right there. Great band. I love that cover. There's the back of it. Old friends of mine have I've been able to work with these guys in the past, um, and just a great bunch of guys. Dropped a national alert myself just now. um, I was gonna show you guys here. Um, right here with Striper, got to work with Trickster during their. Well, let me put this down for a second. Anyway, my Striper backstage pass there, if you can see that from the Against the Law tour, and then there's my Trickster backstage pass right there from the Trickster tour. World Tour 1990-91, all access areas. So I'm very proud of that, having that backstage pass that I got to have. And there's my Striper from the Against the Law. What does that have in common with Trickster? Well, Trickster was opening up for Striper on their Against the Law tour in the beginning in the 90's when Striper started their Against the Law tour. So I had the chance to become friends with those guys and Trickster and Striper. Been staying in touch with Striper still this day. Haven't had a chance to keep in touch with the guys in Trickster lately, but I'm hoping to hear from them here soon. I messaged them and to let them know that I'm thinking of them, and hopefully I'll hear back from them here pretty soon. They're out doing stuff. They're busy, I know, so I'm not taking it personally that I haven't heard back from them yet. The guys I've stayed in touch with off and on over the years, and just a terrific bunch of guys. They really are terrific guys, and I really excited I got to work with them, and even did some drum tech for them, you know, and helped set up all their gear and watched over them and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, Trickster is the debut album from the band Trickster. It attained gold status, reaching number 28 on the Billboard 200 charts. The album spawned three minor hit singles on the, I'm going to say major, I don't know about minor, on the Billboard Hot 100. Give It to Me Good at number 65, Surrender at number 72, and One in a Million at number 75. Those songs should have ranked higher on the charts, if you ask me. And I'm not just saying that because I worked with them and became friends with these guys. You know, I just these guys are terrific guys, and the songs are terrific off this album. I really think it should have went higher on the charts. I really do. But Trickster's Pete Lauren on lead vocals, Steve Brown on rhythm and lead guitar, um, harmonica backing vocals, PJ Farley on bass guitar backing vocals, and Mark Scott on drums, percussion, backing vocals. I just had Perry Richardson on my channel not too long ago from Striper. That was with Firehouse in the 80's. Firehouse and Trickster and Warrant, they did a lot of touring together, a lot of touring together. And I meant to mention to you guys on the Kingdom Come band. Um, ah, my typing is terrible, obviously. On that album that I just discussed, those two albums with Kingdom Come, Danny Stagg on lead guitar. Well, let's see here. Actually, I need to get to what the lineup was at that time. Let me see here. The lineup was Lenny Wolf on lead vocals, producer, Danny Stagg on lead guitar, Rick Stayer on rhythm guitar, keyboards, Johnny B. Frank on bass, and James Kotak on drums. Um, so I was wrong, guys. I just found the answer out on James Kotak. He was with the Scorpions from 1996 to 2016. And he was their longest serving drummer with the Scorpions. And then Kotak was also an original member of Kingdom Come, of whom he was their drummer from 1987 to 1989, and then joined from 2018 to 2024 up until his death. So I missed out on that somehow. So my apologies for misinforming you on that. But yes, he was a part of Kingdom Come from 2018 to 2024 after he was not with the Scorpions anymore. So he had a 2-year hiatus after he was let go from Scorpions due to his drinking issues, and then 2 years later, after being let go from the Scorpions, started up with Kingdom Come again, up and through his death in 2024. So again, rest in peace, James Kotak. It's too bad you've had to leave us. You're such a great drummer, such an underrated drummer. And you are missed, definitely missed. So anyway, that was the lineup with Kingdom Come back in the day. Let's get back to Trickster here. But Trickster, yeah, if you've never listened to this album, yeah, it's commercial pop, more commercial pop rock sounding, hard rock. But there's some great riffs on there. There's riffs on this album. There's some great melody. I mean, great there's a great ballad on this album. And there's some good hard rock stuff on this. I mean, um, some really good elements in this album. It really is good. First time I heard it, I was blown away. Um, but the track listing on this album is Line of Fire, which is a great way to start this album out. Heart of Steel starts off kind of slow, then gets fast or gets hard. One in a Million, one of their biggest singles. Surrender, another great single from them. That's a great ballad also. Give It To Me Good, great hard rock song. There's some great riffs in that. Only Young Ones, another great song. Bad Girl, Always a Victim, Play Rough, You'll Never See Me Crying, Ride the Whip, On and On. All these songs are terrific. So check out Trickster if you've never listened to them. And they had some great albums that followed, definitely. Weren't nearly as successful as this one. But yeah, terrific band. I really miss these guys. They're all back together. Um, they're out there touring, but their original drummer, of course, um, which again is Mark, Scott, Gus. He's not with them, but the other three guys are. So check them out if you get a chance. I'm hoping to run into them soon. I really do hope to run into these guys soon. I really do. But anyway, great band, Trickster. So check them out if you haven't. If you've listened to any of these bands so far, let me know. Let me know what you think of them. I'd really appreciate your feed. I'd love to hear your stories, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'd really love to hear your stories and see what you know about these bands. I would really love that. So let me know, guys. It's been a really good cigar, but I've had to do several relights. And I don't know if it's just because I'm talking too much, but I've had a lot of cigars where I can puff and puff, or talk and talk and talk, and not puff as much, and it stays lit all the way through. So I am a little disappointed that this cigar is not staying lit as much as I'd like it to. And I've got several more of these, so maybe the next two will do, or the next three will do fine. This is my first time smoking this. Um, I'm really loving the taste notes. Getting more of that dark chocolate right now. Getting more of that dark roast coffee. Uh, Spices settle down again a little bit. Getting some zestiness still, some natural tobacco sweetness. Getting some pepper on the back of my throat. So I'm really liking the taste notes. I'm loving the construction. The draw is great. Um, have had to do a few relights. So right now, I'm probably going to rate the cigar probably an 89. Right now, we'll see if anything changes. Next band is Europe. Um, another great band from the 80's. My dad really liked this band too when they came out. Rest in peace, Dad. Love you, miss you every day. Europe is a Swedish rock band formed in Upplands, Vosby in 1979 by lead vocalist Joey Tempest, which is still the same lead singer for Europe to this day. Guitarist John Norum, bassist Peter Olson, and drummer Tony Reno. They obtained a major breakthrough in Sweden in 1982 by winning the televised competition Rock SM Swedish Rock Championship. It was the first time the competition was held, and Europe became a larger success than the competition itself. I found these guys on MTV on Headbangers Ball with a song called "The Final Countdown," and as soon as I saw that video for this, which the album's called "The Final Countdown," also, I had to go out and get this album. I thought it was terrific. That song, "The Final Countdown." This is a remaster version. So there's a great live shot on the back right there. Um, and This is on Rhino Records, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's Rhino Records. But anyway, so great album. A lot of great songs. There's another live shot inside there from the band. And there they are in all their glory from the 80's. I really love this band. And behind me over here, uh, to my right, stage right, which would be stage left for you, is another great band or another great album from the band Europe. Right here, this is called Out of This World," and this was the follow-up album to the Final Countdown. And there's a picture on the back there of them a little bit. Trying to get that glare off of it. But anyway, so yeah, this album is really good. This came out in 1988. Superstitious. Let the good times rock. Open your heart. More than meets the eye. Coast to coast. Ready or not. Sign of the times. Just the beginning. Never say die. Lights and shadows. Towers calling. Tomorrow. Great album. And I was lucky enough to find that on vinyl. Um, and a great album. I love it. Well, let's get into this album a little more, since this is the album that I discovered at the time with this album coming out on Headbangers Ball. Um, so let's get into the Europe album from, I'm sorry, this is not their first album. This is their third album. They have actually had some previous albums. Europe in 1983, Wings of Tomorrow from 1984. And then Out of This World. And then they had a lot more albums that came out. But let's get into the final countdown. And again, this was a group my dad really liked. My dad didn't like very many hard rock bands. He was really into country, and his style was like the Eagles. He liked Fleetwood Mac a lot, which is where I learned about Fleetwood Mac, and still one of my favorite bands of this day. But this was a band my dad liked. And my dad loved the 1984 Van Halen album at the time. The Final Countdown is the third studio album by the Swedish rock band Europe, released on May 26th of 1986 through Epic Records. The album was a commercial success, peaking at number 8 on the U.S. Billboard 200 charts and reaching high position in charts worldwide. It was recorded at Power Play Studios in Zurich, Switzerland. See here, Sound Trade Studios in Stockholm, Master Sound Studios in Atlanta, and Fantasy Studios in Berkeley. The Final Countdown is the first album to feature keyboardist Mick McCauley and drummer Ian Holland, and the last to feature guitarist John Norm until 2004's Start from the Dark. So a lot of different studios this album was recorded at. Genre glam metal, hard rock, length 39 minutes and 49 seconds, label Epic Records, producer Kevin Elson. And the Final Countdown video was really cool, I thought. And then there's some other great track listings on this with great videos. Rock the Night, Carrie, as well as the Final Countdown, Cherokee, On the Loose, Love Chaser. Those were all the big hits off this album. And then some other tracks was Danger on the Track, which is another great song. Ninja is a great song. Time Has Come, Heart of Stone, all great songs. I got this on vinyl also, which I didn't bring it down with me here to my lounge, but great album. It really is. And again, it charted at number 8 on the US Billboard 200, number 9 on the UK albums. Swiss albums at number 1. Spain, number 1. And then number 3 on the Australian albums, number 3 on the Dutch albums, Italian albums number 2. How about that? Way to go, Italians, for voting that album the way you did. And in Spain again, number 1. New Zealand number 3. So this album did really well, really well. If you haven't checked out this album, make sure you do that. You gotta check it out. Great album. If you're just in for a fun ride, this is a great album. And again, this was released May 26th of 1986. So this is an anniversary album. I mean, it's not an anniversary album that was put out, but it does have an anniversary of 40 years. So 40th anniversary of this album. Final Countdown. Wow, terrific album, guys. You gotta check it out. Again, if you've listened to any of these albums I've discussed so far, make sure you let me know in the comments which ones you really love and maybe which ones you don't love. I don't know, but let me know. So I'd really like to hear from you out there. Building up some good ash. I'm going to do a little bit of a touch up on it here, I think. Um, So minus the touch-ups and relights, this is a really good tasting cigar. It's got really good construction, good draw. Love the taste notes. Um, Great cigar to dedicate to all of our men and women in the military that have lost their lives, that are still serving. Um, so anyway, good cigar overall. I'm just a little disappointed with the touch-ups and the relights, but once in a while you get a cigar that you just have to do that with. It doesn't really cause me to not enjoy it any less. I'll be honest with you. It's just part of the game. You're gonna have some cigars where you gotta do some relights and touch-ups. Then there's some cigars that you light it and you never have to touch it up or relight it again until you get down, until it's. I mean, you just never have to. I mean, you smoke it down to the nub and never had to worry about any of that. And then there's sometimes you get a cigar that you just have to do that. So it's not a big deal to me. Doesn't take the fun away from smoking, a stick that you have to do that with a little bit. So, but I do need to let you guys know what it's doing, since I'm going to do a final review on this at the end of the show. The next band, you may know their dad pretty well, maybe depending on your age. And I'm talking about Ricky Nelson from the 50s, maybe through the 60s, Ricky Nelson also, but of course his two sons in the band called Nelson. And let me tell you a little bit about these guys. Nelson is an American hard rock duo consisting of brothers Matthew and Gunnar Nelson. They are the twin sons of Rick Nelson and Kristen Nelson. Rick Nelson, he passed away in 1985. He was also on the show The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet in 1957. He began a long career as a popular recording artist. And let's see here. He had albums from 1957 up through, up through 1986. Wow, I didn't know that. So a lot of albums up through them. But anyway, so Nelson. This is a really good album, way better than I ever expected it to be. It took me a while to buy this album, to be honest with you. But when I finally did and listened to it, I was blown away by this album. I was really blown away. Yeah, it's commercial pop, hard rock stuff, but so many great riffs, so many great tunes. Just makes you feel good. Just like the Final Countdown album from Europe, it just makes you feel good to listen to it. Makes you appreciate your life and brings back so many great memories for me anyway of growing up. And but again, this is called After the Rain. And great album, guys. It really is. Great album. Here's the back of it, actually. There's a list of the band. Great looking band. I mean, they're all just gorgeous guys. I mean, yeah, just great looking guys. Believe me, I don't go that way. Believe me, I don't go that way. But they are good looking guys. Great looking band. I love the way these guys look. And they were great. I mean, they really were a really good band. Really, really love this band. And After the Rain is the debut album of the American rock group Nelson, released by DGC Records in 1990. This album was a commercial success, peaking at number 17 on the Billboard 200, and I can see why. And spending 64 weeks on the charts, it contained the number one hit, Can't Live Without You, Love and Affection, which was also a gold single. Also reached the Hot 100's top 10, peaking at number 6 in February of 1991. The album was eventually certified double platinum by the RIAA. Released June 26th of 1990, recorded between February and May of 1990. Recorded at Cherokee Studios in Los Angeles, California, Studio B in Hollywood, California. Genres glam metal, arena rock, and pop rock. I'm going to say hard rock also. Length 45 minutes, 29 seconds. Again, labeled DGC. Producer Mark Tanner. And Mark Tanner, Thought maybe it'd list some of the other artists he's worked with, but it doesn't. But really good album, guys. You need to check this album out if you haven't. You can find it fairly cheap for a used copy if you don't want to buy a new copy. You can find a fairly good used copy pretty cheap on eBay. But track listing is Can't Live Without You, Love and Affection, which is their #1 hit, and track one, I Can Hardly Wait, After the Rain, I think was equally as good as I Can't Live Without Your Love and Affection. Really great tune. One of those songs that just makes you feel really good. Tracy's song, Only Time Will Tell. Many more than ever, It's Just Desire, Fill You Up, Interlude Everywhere I Go, Bits and Pieces, and Will You Love Me are the track listings on this album. So make sure you check out that album. Just a just an album that makes you feel good, being alive and makes you think back on all your younger days and how much fun you had partying and cruising and maybe all the girls you dated, whatever the case is. Just a great album that just really just helps me reflect on on my life and all the past experiences in my life. So check out Nelson After the Rain. Really good album, guys. Good album. Good stuff. Anyway, so next album, um, it consists of different guys from different bands. I got a couple different bands like that today. Um, but the band I'm talking about is Damn Yankees. Those damn Yankees. We're an American rock super group formed in 1989 in New York City, consisting of singer guitarist Tommy Shaw from Styx, singer bassist Jack Blades of Night Ranger, the mighty Ted Nugent of the Amboy Dukes, and drummer Michael Cantalone, who would later join Leonard Skinner. So actually, he was not a part of any other bands at the time. He was the only member that, this was his first gig. So, but he did join Leonard Skinner later. Um, and let's see here. Damn Yankees also has an album called Don't Tread from 1992 and extended versions in 2008. But this is a great album. It really is. And actually, extended versions, I don't think I think that was something that the drummer was a part of, not Damn Yankees. Well, yeah, it was. It's a live album. It's a live album. Compilation albums, The Essentials, Rhino 5, High Five, High Enough, The Best of Damn Yankees in 2019. But track listing is Coming of Age. High Enough was their biggest hit. Come Again, Runaway, Bad Reputation. That's a huge hit also. I've got a bad reputation. Yeah, you guys might remember that song. Can you take me high enough? Surely you guys remember that song. Don't Tread on Me, Silence is Broken, Mr. Please are the track listings on this album. And let me show you that album here. Damn Yankees right there. What an album. Really good. My God. There's the back of it. And let me get into this album a little more. Damn Yankees is a self-titled debut album by the American hard rock supergroup Damn Yankees, released by Warner Brothers Records on March 13th of 1990. It was certified double platinum in the U.S. and features hit singles High Enough, Come Again, and Coming of Age. Released on March 13th of 1990, recorded between 1989 and 1990. Studio, A&M Hollywood, California, Can-Am, and Tarzana, California. Genre is hard rock glam metal. Length is 45 minutes and 46 seconds. Label Warner Brothers, producer Ron Nevison. And I discovered this band just from word of mouth. I was living in Miami Beach, Florida at the time, in South Beach, going to school for music, for the music business, doing concert production stuff. And a buddy of mine that was going to school with said, "Hey man, have you ever heard of this band? Have you listened to them? It just came out." And he popped in. It was a cassette at the time, of course. CDs were just starting to come out at the time, but he had the cassette. We listened to it, and I was blown away. I was really blown away by how good this album was. I went out and bought the cassette, and I've had it on CD now for quite a while. But a little bit of a closer look up without the glare on it. Terrific album. You guys got to check it out. And I'll tell you what, I was fortunate enough to meet Ted Nugent on the beach when I was hanging out on the beach down there one day in South Beach. I was walking down the beach, saw Ted Nugent sitting there. They were doing a show that night in Miami, but I already had another gig I was working, so I couldn't work that show. But I saw him sitting there. He had sunglasses on, and I walked up to him and started talking to him. And we had a great conversation. And at the end of that conversation, and I had nothing to get an autograph with. I had nothing on me to get an autograph with. He didn't have anything on him that, any pins or anything where he could have autographed my chest or something so I get it tattooed. Nothing. So I didn't get an autograph, didn't get a tattoo out of the whole thing. But we had a great conversation. He told me not to let anybody know that I saw him on the beach. He said I was the first one that noticed him. Well, I'm a big Ted Nugent fan, and of course I was going to notice him. How could I not? The guy's tall, big, not big, big, but just tall, and that long hair of his. And he's the only one that has that look that he always has on his face, and no one else can ever take that Ted Nugent look on his face. So I knew it was him, and but yeah, and I knew it was him because I tested him with some questions about past music he had worked on, songs he had worked on, and Stranglehold was one song we discussed, and he knew his stuff, so I knew it was him. And but yeah, so we had a great conversation for a few minutes. I didn't want to bother him too long since he was taking a break, maybe from rehearsals for that show that night, whatever radio interviews, whatever. They're always bombarded with that stuff, between shows, radio interviews, you know, rehearsals they have to do. Probably didn't get a lot of sleep. Those guys really didn't get a lot of sleep while they were touring back in those days. I'm sure bands still don't. So I wanted to give him his time to relax and enjoy his time alone. But yeah, he told me, "Don't let anybody know you saw me here. No one's recognized me but you." That was just a real treat getting to meet Ted Nugent. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. So, but anyway, guys, you gotta check out Damn Yankees if you haven't yet. If you guys have listened to this, let me know in the comments what you think of it. If it's been a while since you've listened to it, break it out and listen to it again. For crying out loud. All these albums I've discussed so far, make sure you check them out. And the next band, kind of a super group as well, that I'll get into here. And I'm sure you guys have heard of these guys or remember them. Hopefully you do anyway. Um, that band is Bad English. And they had a couple different albums out. Maybe they had more than that. Let's see. No, they only had two albums out. I was right. And I've got both of them. So anyway, here's the first album, Bad English, right here. Great album, guys. It really is. This is a good album. Came out in 1989. We'll get into that. And then their second album, which was not nearly as good, was Backlash. And that came out, I think, probably a couple of years later. Yeah, I was right. 1991, Backlash came out. So let's get into the first Bad English album. Um, this is one you guys can check out. It's a good album. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as good as the first one. But it's a good album to have. I do like this album. I really do. It's just not as good as the first one. Some great tunes, some great riffs, um, Great stuff on it. But this album here, really good. So let's get into this album. Debut album by the British American rock band Bad English. I consider it a supergroup also somewhat. It was released on June 26th of 1989. Hard rock, considered hard rock, or alternative rock. Released June 26th of 1989. 101 North Hollywood, California. It was recorded as well as A&M Conway, Secret Sound LA in Hollywood, California. At Pacific Sound in Chatsworth, California. Can-Am Records in Tarzania, California. Producer Richie Zito on Epic Records. This album was a massive success, especially because of the number one single, When I See You Smile. Great ballad, rock song. The single was certified gold by the RIAA, while the album was certified platinum. Aside from that song, the album had two other top 40 hits, Price of Love and Possession, which peaked at number 5 and number 21, respectively. Um, and personnel, band members, John Waite, lead vocals. Of course, John Waite was in a band with Sammy Hagar at one time called the Babies, if you remember that band. But John Waite on vocals, Jonathan Cain, keyboards, rhythm guitar, backing vocals from Journey, of course, and the Babies. Let's see here. Yeah, the Babies. Yep. So you had John Waite, Sammy Hagar. I think Sammy Hagar is in the Babies, I believe. Let me. No, I'm thinking of another band that Sammy Hagar was in. I apologize. But anyway, so you've got Neil Sean, or not Neil Sean. I'm sorry, gosh, guys. Yeah, John Waite and Jonathan Cain, both from the Babies. Um, and then of course John Waite had a lot of soul stuff. Then you got Neil Sean from Journey, and Santana previously. And then you got Ricky Phillips on bass. Um, and let's see here. He was in the Babies. So we got three guys from the Babies. And he was also with Coverdale Page and Ted Nugent. And then you got Dean Castronovo, which was with Ozzy Osbourne. Did some work with Ozzy Osbourne, Steve Vai, Paul Rogers, Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath's Geezer Butler, and of course he was in Journey, Hardline, and then with Bad English. So great musicians in this band. Great lineup, definitely. So, um, but yeah, so this album did very well. Track listing is Best of What I Got. Heaven is a four-letter word. Possession, Forget Me Not. When I See You Smile, again, their biggest ballad rock song. Tough Times Don't Last. Ghost in Your Heart. Price of Love, another great ballad, kind of ballad rock song. Ready When You Are, Lay Down, The Restless Ones, Rockin' Horse, Don't Walk Away. So there's your track listing. And there's that band again, Bad English. They look terrific together. They really had a good look back in those days. Anyway, great band, guys. You gotta check them out. Really check those guys out. We're getting down to just a few more bands here. Um, and the next band I want to talk about, very glammy, sleaze metal kind of band. And they purr a lot. And You might know who I'm talking about. That's Faster Pussycat. They've got several good albums out, I tell you. I don't have their fourth album, Glory Hole, but they're the first album, Faster Pussycat, and their second album, right there. And this is the album I really discovered first. Wake Me When It's Over, right there. There's the back of it. There's the back of the first album right there. Same as the front cover, I believe. Yeah, same as the front cover. And then the third album is Whipped. There's the back of it right there. So let's get into a little Faster Pussycat here. Let's get into that. Let's see here. What order do I want to put this in? Yeah, we'll go this way. Okay, so um, Faster Pussycat is an American hard rock glam metal band from Los Angeles, formed in 1985 by vocalists Tame Down, guitarist Greg Steele, and Brent Muscat, and bassist Kelly Nichols. The group has since gone through numerous lineup changes, leaving Down as the only constant member. They broke up in 1993 but reformed in 2001. Faster Pussycat has released four studio. Oh, I missed a fourth one. Has no, I'm right. I'm sorry. There's three here, and there's one that I don't have, which is The Power and the Glory Hole, is what it's called. The group has since gone through numerous lineup changes, leaving Down as the only constant member. Like I said, they broke up in 1993 but reformed in 2001. Faster Pussycat has released four studio albums to date. Faster Pussycat in 1987, Wake Me When It's Over in 1989, Whipped in 1992, and The Power and the Glory Hole in 2006. They were a successful hard rock band during the late 1980s and early 1990s, having sold over 2 million records worldwide. So let's get into Wake Me When It's Over first from 1989, because this was the album I discovered from these guys. Wake Me When It's Over is the second album by Faster Pussycat, released in 1989. The band moved away from the glam metal of their first album to more blues-influenced sound. So genres hard rock, blues rock, glam metal. 60 minutes and 42 seconds on Elektra Records. Producer John Jansen. Released on August 28th of 1989. Was recorded between 1988 and 1989. Music videos were produced by Poison Ivy and House of Pain. House of Pain reached number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the video, which was directed by future film director Michael Bay, was in rotation on MTV. The album peaked at number 48 on the Billboard 200. The album has been certified gold by the RIAA. And I'll tell you what, the first song I ever heard on this was House of Pain, which discussed, a boy's father never being around and how he was kind of dealing with that through his head anyway. But track listing is Where There's a Whip, There's a Way. And next one is Little Dove, and then Poison Ivy, number 4, House of Pain. Track 5, Gonna Walk. Track 6, Pulling Weeds. 7, Slip of the Tongue. That's a great song also. 8, Crying Shame. 9, Tattoo. 10, Ain't No Way Around It. Number 11, Arizona Indian Doll. And track 12, Please Dear. Not on all vinyls. So anyway, but it is on this CD here. So I got 12 tracks on this album. And the band members at this time was Tame Down on lead vocals, Greg Steele on guitar, piano backing vocals, Brent Muscat guitar, percussion backing vocals, Talk Box on Little Dove, Eric Stacy on electric and fretless bass, and Mark Michaels on drums and percussion. But yeah, great album. It really is a good album. And so make sure you guys check this out. If you listen to this album, let me know what you think of it. Um, And then again, the other albums, you got to check out their debut album, Faster Pussycat. A lot of great songs on this album. I think the biggest hits on this was Don't Change That Song, which was a Carly Simon cover, I believe. Bathroom Wall, Cat House, a great song. Um, Shooting You Down, just so many great songs. I mean, there really is a lot of great songs on this. And then on the third album, a lot of great songs on this as well. Um, Make sure you check out Whipped. Um, and let's see here. Um, Non-Stop to Nowhere was probably their biggest song off of this. The Body Thief, Jack the Bastard, um, Big Dictionary, Madame Ruby's Love Boutique, Only Way Out, Club in Wonderland, Friends, Cat Base, um, Something Loose Booty, Mr. Love Dog. Um, yeah, I'm having a hard time reading these lyrics the way it's written out. Or I'm sorry, the track listing off that album. Um, Let me read it off of my notes here. Yeah, so Nonstop to Nowhere, their biggest hit off of that. The Body Thief, Jack the Bastard, Big Dictionary, Madame Ruby's Love Boutique. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Only Way Out, Made in Wonderland, Friends, Cat Bash, and Loose Booty, and Mr. Love Dog, and ending with Out with a Bang. So those are the track listings on that. But I've listened to all these albums, and I think my favorite probably is still this one. Let me know when it's over. But these other two albums are really good listens to. I mean, I'd have to put this at number one. Gosh, this is hard. Number two, and then at number three. So, but anyway, great albums. You gotta check them out. So make sure you check out those bands. Also, or the Faster Pussycat Band, check them out. Um, and down to Oh my gosh. What do I want to go with next? I think I want to go with Warlock next. That's the next band that I really think is a lost gem from the 80's. Of course, Doro Pesch has still been continuing on with her music career, but Warlock is no longer, of course. Warlock was a German heavy metal band formed in 1982 in Dusseldorf by members of the underground band Snakebite and Beast. The band gained popularity and some commercial success in Europe in the 1980s due to the personality and stage presence of lead vocalist Doro Pesch. Warlock supported successful heavy metal bands on tours such as Wasp, Judas Priest, Dio, and Megadeth. And see if you guys can see them right there. They were badass looking. All those guys with that jet black long hair, their stage outfits, and then Doro Pesch in the middle with her blonde hair. She was a beauty, I tell you what. She still is at her age. But let's get into a little discussion on their one album that I've got. This is really the only album I've got. I'm working on getting some more albums from them. They've got some great stuff, but this was this was the album that came out when I discovered Warlock. Saw them on Headbangers Ball with All We Are, the song All We Are. Great song, terrific song. And there's Doral Pesch on the back. I guess she used to be a model over in Germany, from what I understand. So again, there's the front. Pretty evil looking cover there, if I may say. Um, but this is a Japanese import. I was thinking that maybe there's some pictures on the inside, but yeah, here's a picture. Um, Still a terrific looking band, even though there's some lineup changes. with this band at this point. But I'll give you a list of some of their other albums to check out. And then, of course, Doral Pesh has had a lot of solo stuff along the way, which I won't get into, but maybe some of you guys know about some of those solo albums. You can tell me what albums you like from her. Let me know what albums you like from, from Warlock. I set my cigar down for a little bit. Let me give it a relight, so I can talk to you guys a little bit better. Felt the heat from that, but gave you guys a little pyrotechnics there. Come on, camera, focus, focus, focus. There we go. I'm still here, guys. First album that Warlock brought out was Burning the Witches in 1984, Hellbound in 1985, True Steel in 1986, and now Triumph and Agony, Triumph and Agony from 1987, which is this album right here. Discover them on Headbangers Ball with the song All We Are. Definitely a cool video. You guys got to check that out. Go to YouTube and watch that video. Was released 29th on September 29th, 1987, Studio Power Station in New York City. Cajun Recording Studio in Philadelphia. Genre is heavy metal. Length 39 minutes and 14 seconds. This is in 2 different languages, in German and English. So there's a German version out there somewhere. Label Vertigo in Europe and Mercury in the US. Producer Joey Ballin. The album was recorded in the US with producer Joey Ballin, different band lineup in comparison with the previous album, True Steel, which had made the name of the Warlock known outside of Europe. Peter Sagati and Frank Rattel were replaced in 1987 by the American musicians Tommy Bolin and Tommy Henriksen, respectively. The album also features British drummer Cozy Powell on one track. Rest in peace, Cozy Powell. And he used to be with Black Sabbath for a little bit, and was also with Rainbow, Jeff Beck Group, Michael Schenker Group, Gary Moore, Whitesnake. On the Slide It In album, you guys got to check that out with Cozy Powell on it. With the hit song Slide It In, nice, slow and easy. Also with Emerson, Lake and Powell and Black Sabbath, like I mentioned. So rest in peace, Cozy Powell. He passed away in 1998. He was 50 years old at the time. So rest in peace, Cozy. All We Are received some airplay of American metal radio stations, and its video clip shot by Mark Rosica had good rotation on MTV's Headbangers Ball, where I discovered these guys. Many songs of this album are still performed live by Doral's band. So anyway, but yeah, great band, great album. So make sure you check out that if you haven't yet. And again, let me know what albums you guys have listened to so far with these bands. Let me know if you love them or hate them, whatever the case is. Let me know. And then I couldn't help to not buy this a long time ago. I don't even know if these are available anymore. But Warlock Live on CD and DVD. And this was at the Camden Place in London, England, I believe, is where this is at. But there's the back of it. This is a awesome, awesome show. Awesome show. Awesome show. You guys got to check out this. You guys got to check these out if you haven't yet. Whoop, my CD fell out. If you haven't listened to this yet, you got to check it out. You got to check this live show out. There's some clips there. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that at you so quick. A little bit of backstory on the show, the band, and then there's some pictures of the band there from the live show. Really good stuff, man. I tell you what, really good stuff. Well, here's the same picture, a little bit bigger on the DVD. Maybe you guys can see that a little bit better. But Warlock at this time was Doral Pesh on vocals, Rudy Groff on guitar, Peter Zagatti on guitar, Mika Yerk on drums, and Frank Rattel on bass. And I know I've probably slaughtered those names, so I apologize if I have. But anyway, I've been watching that concert here lately and listening to the audio. It's just been fun to listen to again. Great stuff, definitely. So anyway, and want to give you guys another couple bands here real quick that maybe you guys forgot all about, and that is The Firm, British rock supergroup formed in 1984 by featuring singer Paul Rogers, guitarist Jimmy Page, Chris Slade, and Tony Franklin. Tony Franklin has played with Jimmy Page, Paul Rogers, Roy Harper, must be a relative of mine. The Firm, of course, Kate Bush, Whitesnake, Lou Graham of Foreigner, Gary Hoey, and so Blue Murder as well. But yeah, great band. And of course, you guys all know Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. You know Paul Rogers from Bad Company, Free maybe even. So great band. And the album I've got from them, which is I tried finding their other album that came out after this. I haven't had much luck, but this is the album I'm talking about, The Firm. And just a terrific album. Put that over there. The Firm is the first studio album by British rock band The Firm, released by Atlantic Records on February 22nd of 1985. Its tracks range from the epic Midnight Moonlight, based on previously unreleased song by Led Zeppelin called Swan Song, first tinkered with during the Physical Graffiti sessions, to the commercially successful Radioactive. Closer employs a horn section to subtle effect. Employs a horn section to the subtle effect. I'm sorry. The album also includes a version of the Righteous Brothers hit "You've Lost That Love and Feeling." So track listing is Closer, Make or Break, Someone to Love, Together, and then Radioactive, which I love that song, love that video, which I discovered on MTV. You've Lost That Loving Feeling by the Righteous Brothers, a song I could do or do without. Money Can't Buy, Satisfaction Guaranteed, Midnight Moonlight. And this album rated 17 on the US Billboard 200, 15 on the UK charts, 16 in Canada, 47 in New Zealand, and 21 in Sweden. So anyway, just a great band. I mean, at the time, uh, really good album. Check it out if you haven't. And last but not least, give the cigar another relight. I don't know. I do have a fan blowing a little bit down here. Maybe that has affected a little bit. I don't know. Not for sure. It's possible, but I think it's mainly due to me talking so much and not puffing enough. But hopefully the next two I got of these will do better when I go to smoke them later. I really hope so anyway. But I tell you what, the cigar's been perfect otherwise. Just having a hard time keeping it with an even burn and keeping it lit. But I've really been enjoying it. Overall, I really have. It's time to take the cigar band off. It's getting kind of close to the band, the burn line here. See if I can get that off here. I try not to take the band off until I get close to the burn, until it gets close to the burn line, because by then it's warmed up, and that pectin that glues that band on is not going to tear the tobacco off of there, which will cause then possible tearing and cracking and the cigar falling apart. But there's the close up right there. There we go. So there's the band from the boutique cigar. Put that off to the side. So the last band, we're down to the last band here. You guys also may know him from a band called Merciful Fate, but it's no other than King Diamond. This is this is a great album. Um, half of it tells a story. Um, so it's what I'm trying to get out the words of what kind of a concept album. So half of it's a concept album, half of it is not. But this has been around for 40 years now. This came out in 1986. This was the first album by King Diamond, and it's really, really good. You guys got to check out that album. Get into a little history on King Diamond real quick. And I got to see them a couple of years ago. Overkill and Night Demon opened up for them. And it was such a terrific show. First concert I ever went to where my mouth just hung open all night, pretty much. The visuals were just terrific. King Diamond is a Danish heavy metal band formed in 1985 by vocalist King Diamond, guitarist Andy LaRocque, which is one of my favorite guitarists, and Michael Denner on bass, Timmy Hansen, and drummer Mickey D, which Mickey D is one of my absolute favorite drummers. He went on to be with Motorhead, and he's been with the Scorpions for a little while now. Uh, so anyway, these guys just banded from their previous band, Merciful Fate, and decided to form a new band under the King Diamond moniker, as it was already known for the initial Merciful Fate era. Since the band's inception, there has been over 50 musicians in and out of King Diamond, with the only two mainstays being Diamond and LaRocque. Their current lineup consists of Diamond, LaRocque, guitarist Mike Weed, drummer Matt Thompson, and bassist Pontius Egberg, which all these are musicians are just terrific. King Diamond has released a total of 12 studio albums. Most of them are concept albums, 2 live albums, 2 extended plays, 5 compilation albums, and 5 singles. Their first album, Fatal Portrait, I'm sorry, gosh, was released in 1986, followed a year later by the band's first full concept album called Abigail, which is one of my favorite albums. Next year will be its 40th anniversary. 3 more albums followed them in 1988, Conspiracy in 1989, The Eye in 1990. Before the band went on a hiatus around 1992 when King Diamond, along with Denner and Hansen, reformed Merciful Fate. He reformed the King Diamond band in 1994 and then would balance recording and touring with both Merciful Fate and the eponymous band for nearly a decade until the former went on hiatus again in the early 2000s. King Diamond studio output has been minimal since 2007. Give Me Your Soul, Please, I believe was the last album they did. Through the band has continued to perform live and has successfully been teasing more than one upcoming album. Yeah, they've been teasing an album for I don't know how many years now, and I don't know when that will ever come out. If it ever does, I don't know. But I tell you, I'm really anxiously waiting for that. So let's see here. I'll tell you the lineup for this album here, Fatal Portrait. So the let's see here. Well, where did it go? Here we go. Here we go. So King Diamond on vocals, guitars, on Voices from the Past. So vocals and guitars on Voices from the Past. Annie LaRocque on guitars, Michael Denner on guitars, Timmy Hansen on bass, Mickey D on drums. So anyway, and let's see here. Released on March 14th, 1986. Recorded between July and August of 1985. Soundtrack studio, Copenhagen, Denmark. Heavy metal considered. Um, 41 minutes and 41 seconds on the length. Label Roadrunner. Producer King Diamond. Ron Hoyer and Michael Denner. So, track listing is The Candle, The Jonah, The Portrait, Dressed in White. And that is the concept part of the album. And then the last side on side B, is Sharon, Lurking in the Dark, Halloween, which is a live favorite, Voices from the Past, and Haunted. So, anyway, make sure you check out this band if you never have. If you have, let me know what you think of them. Fatal Portrait. And here's the back of it. Here's a great picture of all the guys here. Let me not block any of the pictures there. Great, great band. Shock rock, I consider also. But you got all these normal looking guys, and then you got King Diamond right in the middle of it all with this white makeup and black stuff around his eyes, and he had to change his makeup at one time. Gene Simmons went after him and sued him for his makeup being too close to Gene Simmons's makeup, so he had to kind of change the way his makeup looked. But anyway, just a great band. The visuals on their live shows is just terrific, and yeah, check out King Diamond if you've never seen them. So yeah, make sure you check them out. But anyway, guys, so that's all the bands. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my rundown on more great lost gems from the 80's. Bands that maybe you forgot about, bands that you used to listen to a lot for some reason, put their albums on the back shelf, on the top shelf, bottom shelf, wherever you put your albums, and you forgot all about them. And I am wearing my Abigail shirt today, by the way, from their Abigail tour. I can't remember what year that was from. Um, but and I didn't get to go see that show. A buddy of mine did and got me the shirt at one time. But I got to see him on their recent tour here a couple of years ago with, again, Overkill and Night Demon. Great show. My God, that show was killer. I really hope to see King Diamond again. I hope to see Overkill again. I really do. But you guys let me know again in the comments if you've listened to any of these albums, what great memories they bring you. If you've never listened to them, check them out. Check them out. Most of the time, you can go on YouTube and listen to these albums. Of course, you're going to have commercials mixed in or whatever. But if you want to get a taste of what some of these albums sound like before you go out and buy them, if you decide to do that, check them out on YouTube. You'll get some stuff to listen to there. But I know the bands would appreciate it if you would go out and buy those physical copies. Um, I'm into the physical stuff. I'm not. I do have stuff downloaded on my phone that I can listen to in my car, but for the most part, I'm still into all the physical stuff. So, but anyway, how you guys doing on your cigars and drinks that you brought with you today? I'm still working on my tequila. Still going good. But let's get into some heavy metal birthdays. There we are. Um, First, we've got Mike Portney. I'm kind of starting off with April at the end of April because I missed doing a second show in April. But Michael Portney from Dream Theater, Sons of Apollo, Liquid Tension Experiment, The Winery Dogs, Neil Moore's band Flying Colors, drums at the age of 59, born April 20th of 1967. Again, Mike Portney. Um, I'm not gonna go through everybody. Iggy Pop, you guys all know who Iggy Pop is. Jerry Only from the Misfits, we'll skip that. Not a fan of the Black Veiled Brides. We'll skip that. You guys can always go back to Loudwire and check out all these birthdays that I'm skipping over. I just want to get to the real important ones since we're kind of behind. Um, Josh Kiska from Great Van Fleet, the singer for Great Van Fleet. Birthday April 23rd, 1996. He's at the age of 30. Happy belated birthday to all these guys. Jack Blades from Night Ranger, Damn Yankees, bass player. Born April 24th, 1954, at the age of 72 right now. Another picture of him there with Night Ranger. And you got Brian Marshall from Alter Bridge Creed, bass player. Born April 24th, 1973, at the age of 53. Billy Gold from Faith No More, bass player. Born on April 24th, 1963, at the age of 63. Eric Avery of Jane's Addiction, bass player, of course. A lot of bass players today. April 24th, 1965, he was born. He's at the age of 61. John Corabi, lead singer for the Dead Daisies, ex-Motley Crue. At the age of 67, was born on April 26th of 1959. Joey Jordison, born on April 26th, 1975. Of course, he's been away from us for a little while. He would be 51 years old if he was alive. So rest in peace, Joey Jordison. And the mighty Ace Frehley, of course, born April 27th, 1951. We just lost him last year, or at the beginning of this year. He would have been 75. I'm sorry, we lost him last year, around the end of last year in 2025. If he was alive still, he'd be at 75 years old. So rest in peace, Ace. You're missed every day. Um, Tim Gordon from Sonic Youth. Wayne Kramer from the MC5. He'd be 78 years old right now if he was alive. He was born April 30th, 1948. And that is it for the April birthdays. Let me find some May birthdays since we're behind here. Let me find them. Um, let's see here. Two 2026. We're in 2026. Let's see what we can find here. And again, I'm on Loudwire, loudwire.com. See, we got DRC Rutsky from the Smashing Pumpkins, bass guitars, May 1st, 1968. She was born and she's at the age of 58. Nice looking gal. Jeff Gutt from the Stone Temple Pilots. He was born May 2nd, 1976. He's at the age of 50. Oh, the old Bobby Blitz Ellsworth. Got to meet him when I saw him in Overkill a couple years ago when they opened up for King Diamond. Great guy, great guy. But born May 3rd, 1959, he's at the age of 67. There he is again. It was a treat getting to meet him. He was just walking around outside the arena when I met him. Mick Mars, ex Motley Crue. Born May 4th, 1951. Guitarist at the age of 75 right now. Skip over Mike. We got Steve Stevens from May 5th, 1959. Born May 5th, 1959. He's at the age of 67. Guitarist for Billy Idol. Love that guy. Oh, and we got Bill Ward, May 5th, 1948. Is when he was born. Oops. What happened here? Here we go. He's at the age of 78 right now. Bill Ward, the almighty Bill Ward from the Black Sabbath band, drummer. James LaBrie, singer for Dream Theater, born May 5th, 1963. He's at the age of 63. Chris Shiflett, born May 6, 1971, guitarist for the Foo Fighters. He's at the age of 55. And Phil Campbell, of course, we just lost him. He would be 65 years old right now if he was still alive. Of course, guitarist for Motorhead, Bastard Sons, Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. So rest in peace, Phil. And we got Alex Van Halen, born May 8th, 1953, drummer for Van Halen. He's at the age of 73 right now. One of my absolute favorite drummers. Eric Bringham from Cinderella. Boy, he looks a lot different these days. Bassist for Cinderella. So he's also done some work with Michael Sweet from Stryper. Candace Knight from Blackmore's Night. Richie Blackmore's wife, I believe, if I remember right. She's at the age of 55, born May 8th, 1971, just a year younger than me. Andrew W.K., born May 9th, 1979, at the age of 47. Danny Carey from the band Tool, drummer for the band Tool. May 10th, 1961, he was born. He's at the age of 65. Sorry if I'm going through these a little fast. Billy Squire, one of my absolute favorite singers, rockers. He's been with Ringo Starr and his all-star band for a little while now, I guess. But he was born May 12th, 1950, at the age of 76. He had a song called "Rock Me Tonight" that ruined his career pretty much because of the video. You'll have to check out that video. The way he danced around in some real flamboyant kind of pajamas or something he had on in that video. But good singer, though. I still love his music. Band Death, Chuck Schuldiner, May 13th, 1967. He was born. He's at the age of 59. Death metal band. Got Buckethead that was with Guns N' Roses. Born May 13, 1969, at the age of 57. He was on the album Guns N' Roses, The Chinese Democracy, which is actually a pretty damn good album. I finally listened to that. Ian Asbury from the Cult, the lead singer for the Cult, songwriter, born May 14, 1962. He's at the age of 64. And we got old CC DeVille from Poison. Will Poison tour again next year? I sure hope so. Still have not gone to see Poison. I've seen Bret Michaels in concert, but I've never gone to see Poison. Hoping that finally happens. The guitarist for Poison, born May 14, 1962. He's at the age of 64. Eric Peterson from Testament, guitarist for Testament, born May 14, 1964. He's at the age of 62. Mike Enos from Alice in Chains, bassist, born May 14th, 1966. He's at the age of 60. Like I said, you guys can always go back to Loudwire and check out who I'm skipping over if you're wanting to see some of these guys that I'm skipping over. Chris Novice, see Chris Novicelek. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. But he was with he was the bass player for Nirvana, born May 16, 1965. He's at the age of 61. And you got Sonny Sonneval, bass player, I'm sorry, lead singer for POD, Payable on Death, born May 16, 1974, at the age of 52. Great band, POD. I love that band. First new metal band I got into that was Christian, didn't even know it. And you got Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails, born May 17, 1965, at the age of 61. And Paul Di'Anno, rest in peace, Paul Di'Anno, first singer for Iron Maiden, born 1958, May 17th of 1958, singer for Iron Maiden. He passed away from us here a while back, so rest in peace, Paul Di'Anno. Joey Ramone, of course, the singer for the Ramones, born May 19th, 1951. Would be 75 if he was alive still. Pete Townsend of The Who, born May 19th, 1945. He's at the age of 81. One of my absolute favorite bands and guitars. Phil Rudd from AC/DC. Boy, I miss him being with AC/DC. I always loved Chris Slade, but I miss him being with AC/DC. Drummer for AC/DC at the age of 72. Born May 19th of 1954. Rich Robinson from the Black Crowes, guitarist for the Black Crowes. Born May 24th, 1969, at the age of 57. How many of you guys remember the Black Crowes? Let me know in the comments. And if you love that band or not. That's a band I really like. Alessandro Cortini, keyboardist, guitarist, bassist for Nine Inch Nails, born May 24th, 1976, at the age of 50. And we got Claus Meine, lead singer for the Scorpions, songwriter. Born May 25th, 1948, at the age of 78. One of my absolute favorite singers and one of my absolute favorite bands. Not sure how to get rid of that darn ad right there. That drives me nuts, that kind of stuff. Anyway, my favorite female rocker, I think the most beautiful female rocker still to ever live. Stevie Nicks, born May 26, 1948, at the age of 78 right now. I've done a lot of Stevie Nicks stuff, Fleetwood Mac stuff on this channel. Got good responses from all of it. Lenny Kravitz, boy, I love a lot of his stuff. Great guitar singer. Born May 26, 1964, he's at the age of 62. His mom was on the Jefferson Show. She was married to the white guy. I forget their last name was in the show, but friends of the Jeffersons. John Fogerty, born May 28th, 1945, at the age of 81. Of course, he was with Creedence Clearwater Revival. Has had a long solo career. Even though it's not metal, Danny Ellison from Oingo Boingo, one of my favorite new wave bands. Born May 29th, 1953, is at the age of 73 right now. It's hard to believe. Blaze Bailey, ex-Iron Maiden, and he was with he had his own solo band called Blaze, or maybe still does. Born May 29th, 1963, at the age of 63. We'll skip over Noel Gallagher from Oasis. Great band though. And Topper Headon from the Clash, commercial punk band from the 70s, 80s. May 30th, 1955, he was born. He's at the age of 71. And we can't forget Tom Morello, born May 30th, 1964. He's at the age of 62. Rage Against the Machine, the Night Watchman, guitar singer. And Steve Peppian from the Black Crowes, bassist, born May 30th, 1967, at the age of 59. Great band. And of course, we got John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Of course, he passed away a long time ago, but he would be 78 years old if he was still alive. One of the greatest drummers to ever live. John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Huge influence on me, definitely. And that's it for our birthdays for May. So I've got you guys all caught up. And I do plan on doing another show next week. Another show for Harper Cigar Lounge. Gonna knock out a couple more shows and call it a day for this season, and then we'll get into season 5 of Harper Cigar Lounge. Um, let's see here. Let's look up some recent heavy metal news. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me on this show. Um, see what juicy stuff we can find here. Let's go to Blabbermouth. Steve Lukather on Eddie Van Halen album. He was working on the Alex Van Halen album. This is not throwaway shit. We'll see about that, I guess. Charlie Benante hopes there will be another Pantera music, or will it be new Pantera music at some point? Says he can write Pantera style riffs. Five Finger Death Punch's upcoming 10th album is a little bit of a reach back to the first 3 LPs. Watch Ricky Rockets. The Rocket Mafia kicks off series of shows celebrating 4th anniversary of Poison's Look What the Cat Dragged In. I'm guessing that's on YouTube. Um, 6 Feet Under parts ways with drummer Marco Petrozella, recruits Rustin Gross as his replacement. Ricky Rocket supports Bret Michaels' decision to drop out of Trump backed concert for America's 250th anniversary. You'll have to read up on that a little bit. Anthrax's Charlie Benante on its For the Kids single. We want to release something that shows we're not slowing down. There's a new Anthrax album coming out soon. Check out the new single. It's For the Kids. Great song. You'll love it. The Stooges' new Funhouse Reel to Reel and Dolby Atmos self-titled Funhouse editions arrived today. Slayer announces fall 2026 Rain and Blood 40th anniversary Latin American tour. I just wish Slayer would get back together and just do a full-on North America tour and get back together, do another album or something. My God. Great Van Fleet releases new single and music video, Play Your Games. If you've never listened to Great Van Fleet, they've got some of those Led Zeppelin elements in their songs. The Who, I read this recently. I thought this was interesting that the Who's Roger Daltrey believe they are actually the first heavy metal band. And I believe they've got some heavy metal elements, definitely, but I don't really think they were heavy metal. They did have some great hard hard shit in their music. I think they were definitely one of the bands that put some elements into the heavy metal genre that caused Black Sabbath to finally come out into the scene. That was the actual first heavy metal band considered. Led Zeppelin as well. Cream. I think Cream, The Who, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix as well. I think they all had a lot of elements of heavy metal. Even Janis Joplin. Um, I think all that added up to Sabbath coming around and starting up, and um, even some of the later Who stuff or the Beatles. Get Back, the song Get Back. I thought that was a great hard rock song. Maybe not heavy metal. Maybe I should take that back. But Bruce Dickinson nominated in the three categories of 2026, the Speaker Awards. I would love to go hear him talk. Bret Michaels drops out of Freedom 250 concert series that has evolved into something much more divisive than what I agree to be a part of. Yeah, I read about that. So George Lynch confirms Lynch Mob is working on a new studio album right now. I'm just searching for grooves and riffs. That will be exciting. That's another band that I'd like to get into. That's actually a lost gem, and that is definitely the Lynch Mob with George Lynch. Knocked Loose, one of my son's favorite bands, and Denzel Curry announced fall 2026 North American co-headlining tour. That should be pretty good. Striper releases new singer, I'm All Right, I'm Okay. I got to make sure I jump on YouTube and check that out. I knew that was coming. I got to get on and check it out. But it is a lyric video, I believe. I'm definitely anxious to hear that. Just had Perry Richardson from Striper on my channel here a little while back ago. Was it last month in April? Great interview I did with him. It was a great time hanging out, smoking a cigar together, and we had a great time. Got to meet him with Striper a few years back in Denver, Colorado, and we talked about doing a podcast together at that time when I was hanging out with him and Striper, and never got the chance up until last month. So it was a great show. Check it out on my channel here, and that's Perry Richardson right there. Um, there's a little bit of a better look at Striper here. And there's old Perry Richardson right there. It's great to see Oz back with Striper doing his thing again, getting through some of the brain cancer issues straightened out. Um, so anyway, you guys got to check out that new single from Striper. And if you love Striper, let me know. He's one of my favorite bands. Got to work with them. I've known the guys for a little while. I think we'll end there and get you guys on your way here shortly. Um, I want to go onto my YouTube channel and really quick discuss some new shout outs, do some shout outs with some of my newer YouTube members. Also, make sure you guys check out my Facebook group page under Harper Cigar Lounge as well. And I appreciate all of you that have been supporting me for so long. I'm not going to do shout outs with everybody today since the show's ran kind of long, probably for some of you, I'm sure. But if I missed you in the shout outs, let me know. I'll definitely get you guys. But a lot of you guys have your channel set to private. So I don't know who all my followers are. So I'm going to look at the ones that are public on my YouTube, but we're getting more members. We're up to 791 members now. So I've got a few more new subscribers today. So all of you guys that are following me from the beginning till now, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. You guys mean the world to me. But some of the new subscribers for the YouTube channel here, which I consider you guys family members, not followers. I consider you family members here of Harper Cigar Lounge. But Jay McNeil, hello, thank you. Pedro Garcia Rodriguez, Kern, uh, Javier Navarro Aguada. Sorry if I butchered any names here. Baloo, Robert Seymour, Jerry, Miguel Angel, Simone Ferrara, Andy George, Jerome Campbell, Storm Hate, Robert Moroto, Hard and Heavy Music Videos, Jagalac One, Kim Powers, John Serena, Deanna Rose, um, Deanna Rose Banks, Gilkin in parentheses, Simone White, Shenanigans, Brady Goat, Tempe Chris, and Commandre Hunk. Okay. Anyway, Mike Schindler, Mike McKenna, and Chris Gibson, Luigi Garralone, Joe Fielding. So those are let's see, Ed Franco, Caps on Cameras, of course. He's been with me for a little while. Hello, Ed out there with Caps on Cameras. I appreciate you, brother. Miss talking to you. I hope we can talk soon again. And then get some shout outs on the new members of Harper Cigar Lounge Facebook for my Facebook group. We got MCT Habano Cigars, Habano Cigars, Sean Jones, John Pappas, Tim Long, Anderson Macedo, Batero, Thomas Sporer, Raymond Lewis, Gersley Horvath, Laura Eduardo, and I hope I haven't butchered those names either. But we around 1,785 members on the Harper's Cigar Lounge group page. You guys need to tune into this YouTube channel more and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it, guys. This YouTube channel goes hand in hand with the Facebook group. So any of you guys watching that has not subscribed to this channel, that's a member of the Harper Cigar Lounge Facebook group, I would love to see you guys subscribe to this channel, be a part of this community as well. I need all of you. I need you. I need you. So anyway, guys, well, this has been great today. Hope you guys have enjoyed this part two of all the forgotten gems of the 80s and 90s. And guys, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And please let me know in the comments, these bands I discussed today, who you love and who you don't love, maybe, and who you think you'll maybe go after and listen to that you haven't listened to for a while, or maybe some of these bands you haven't listened to yet. I know there's a lot of newer folk, younger guys and gals that are into the heavy metal genre, checking it out, becoming a part of the heavy metal world, uh, being fans of these bands. So if you're new to this genre, welcome. It's a great family to be a part of, the heavy metal family. And if you're new to cigar smoking, welcome as well. The cigar community is great. And of course, cigar smokers and metalheads, we're all outcasts. So put them all together into one, and we've got a great community, great family here. But anyway, guys, I'm going to let you know in the comments how the cigar ends up. Good cigar overall, just, some touch up issues, and the cigar staying lit has been kind of a issue with this one a little bit. And I don't know if it has a lot to do with maybe my fan running a little bit down here and me talking too much at times. But I hope I didn't keep you too long today. But man, you guys are awesome for hanging in there with me and being with me today again. Got more content coming. I plan to catch up on some things over this next week, do another Harper Cigar Lounge podcast. I want to do another Smoke and Metal podcast. I need to get a Troy Marcia in. I haven't done that for a while. And need to get some more Dropping the Ash podcast content in here as well. So I got a lot to do still, guys. And but check out this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit that like, leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know. Let them know about this great community we have here, headbangers and cigar smokers. And come be a part of this, guys. Great community, really is. But anyway, guys, I love all of you. Keep rocking out there. And cheers to all of you out there. Again, I'm drinking 1800 tequila today in honor of Memorial Day and everyone that has served our country that we've lost. Again, dedicating this to my dad for the most part today, but dedicating the show and everything to all that have lost their lives for our freedom and everyone that's serving right now in the military, all you women and guys out there. Anyway, guys, keep rocking out there. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You guys are all the best, I tell you. Anyway, keep smoking those great cigars. Stay healthy, guys. Keep listening to that great hard rock, heavy metal music, or what other music you choose that's rock. Let me know in the comments what you got out of this today, what you enjoyed about this show as well. Thanks for hanging out with me and having a cigar with me and a drink with me, guys. But anyway, guys, I'll let you guys go. Keep the horns flying out there, guys. Keep rocking. Keep metal alive. Keep cigars alive. And I'll see you guys soon.